suppose your right hand gets up and does funny things and smashes you, pokes your eyes, do you have an ailment or no? Yes, isn't it? For sure you have. That's exactly what your mind is doing, isn't it? It gets up, pops around, hurts you, pokes you, makes you cry, makes you suffer. Do you have an ailment or no? If your hand started poking at you, hitting you, beating you up, definitely you are sick, isn't it? Yes. So if your thoughts and emotions are poking you, strangling you, torturing you every day, aren't you sick, I'm asking? By your own definition, I'm going. So, because this sickness is on, it will manifest in so many ways in the physical body. There is no question anymore. Every thought, every reverberation on the level of the mind, depending upon the type of reverberation you create, the whole chemistry is going through a change. It's all been measured. Right now you sit here and think about tigers, you have one kind of chemistry, chemical changes happen. You think about flowers, another kind of chemical change happens. All this has been measured. So for every thought, if the whole chemistry is going through thing, if your mind is in this state, you know what kind of soup you're making? You're a lousy soup. Not just lousy, poisonous. If you are soaked in this poisonous soup on a daily basis, how to know well-being? It'll not happen like that. We don't have so much control today in the world as to what we eat, what we drink, what we breathe. All of it is somewhat poisoned. Modern societies have started treating disease, ailment as a natural process, which is a serious mistake. Ancient societies always saw disease as something wrong. That's not how a man should be. A human being should not be in any state of illness, because illness means something fundamentally wrong. But modern societies have started treating this as normal, because there's an industry which thrives on you, very major industry. The second largest industry on the planet is pharmaceuticals. So, if the second largest industry on the planet is pharmaceuticals, that's too much lousy soup, isn't it? Every day you have to add something to this to make it… No. If you're willing, we can make this into a very wonderful soup. The chemistry is in a fantastic state. To be blissful is natural. If you do this, believe me, 70% of the ailments will vanish from the planet. Another 30%, there are many external influences which are not always in control. You cannot control that, only to some extent. So, if you are constantly creating a nasty chemistry within you, how is life within you supposed to understand you're seeking well-being? How? It's just unfair. Life within you thinks, he likes ailments and gives it to you. Yes. If you're poisoning your system from within, for which there is substantial proof, where every thought and emotion, the chemical composition of your body is changing, if you're creating poison from within you and you want to live well, how is it? Life doesn't work like that. Unless you do right things will not happen to you. If your mind or your intelligence does not get entangled with any identity, including your body, including your own thought process, including your own emotion, spiritual process is very natural. If your intelligence is not entangled with anything, it's very natural for your intelligence to inquire and open up different dimensions of life. You identify yourself with something in search of security, in search of safety, in search of self-preservation. Otherwise, it's not doing anything else, please see. It gives you some false sense of belonging, which you will anyway shed someday. The moment you're identified with something that you're not, your intelligence is freaked. It will go in cycles around that. Whatever you're identified with, your intelligence functions only around that, please see. Yes? If you identify yourself with your religion, your nationality, your family, it works only around that. It's a certain type of prejudice, isn't it? A prejudiced mind cannot see. A prejudiced mind cannot reveal the reality of life, that's all it is. When I say prejudice, it's on many different levels. No, I'm very broad-minded, I am not prejudiced. Well, you have a broad prejudice. Your mind is functioning with a certain identity. Once there is an identity, it is prejudiced.
The link between mental health and physical health is often misunderstood. They are often thought of as separate entities. But the two go hand in hand. In fact, the World Health Organization defines health as a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being. The perceived disconnect between mind and body creates the misconception that mental illness is not a physical disease. In reality, mental health has a direct impact on your physical health. Many of us are not aware of how common mental illness is. About 1 in 5 adults has a mental illness in any given year. Mental illness is more than just being depressed. It covers a wide range of problems spanning from ones that affect mood to those that affect thinking or behavior. For example, depression and anxiety disorders connecting the mind and body. So you might be wondering, exactly how does my mental health affect my physical health? Well, health can affect your ability to make healthy decisions and fight off chronic disease. Exercise regularly. Exercise can release feel-good brain chemicals like endorphins and serotonin that can ease depression and anxiety. Choose a program or form of exercise that works for you. This may be cardio-intense interval training or a more mindful and intention driver, yoga practice or something in between. What is key is that you stick to it. Eat a healthy diet. Diets loaded with processed, high-calorie and low-nutrient foods have been linked with increased depression and anxiety.